mean, I got a drug problem, you know what I mean? I'm not proud of it. I just trying to learn new ways of going about my life without it, you know what I mean? So this is where I need to be.
I've been in and out of the system since I was 22 years old, and next month I'll be 45.
I got arrested back in 2005. I was getting arrested for minor things, petty theft, things like that, and that steadily progressed into getting arrested for possession, and then finally I got arrested for felony possession for sale.
I started manufacturing methamphetamines, I would say at the age of 26, and by the age of 30 I was going to prison, and I was in and out of prison until my early 40s.
The difference between a person's behavior and a person's essence is that we as a society see that what we do is the value we bring to the community, when my truth is, and my experience is, who I am is the value I bring to my community. Through my unique experience, I bring a gift that nobody else can bring. And if I'm not there, you're at a loss. And what I get from that is if you're not here, and I don't care if you, who I'm talking to, is somebody's been to jail 12 times in the last 10 years, if they're not in my community, I'm missing something. I want that. Whatever it is you have to offer, stop the crap. Let's get to who you are. Be that authentic person, and we'll come to my house and barbecue. What I want you to know about me as a drug and alcohol counselor, I'm not against drugs and alcohol. I'm not here to tell you don't drink and use. You want to drink and use? Your life, you can do what you want with it. If you're looking to maintain abstinence or quit, I have some information about how that works.
I was kind of fed up with what was going on in my life.
I was in a situation where I didn't see any way out.
I was lost for a long time. I've been lost for many years.
I had no idea what I really wanted. I really didn't even know who I was, much less what I wanted.
As a facilitator for men's accountability, I'm not against violence. I'm not here to tell you don't be violent. You want to be violent to get what you need, how you need, when you need. Again, your life, you're going to do what you want. You're going to do what you want anyway. If you're looking to learn a new style of communication, which violence is a style of communication, again, I believe I have some information about how that works. The belief system that I grew up in was men don't cry. They come up, they don't ask stupid questions. We're told don't feel, don't cry, don't be a sissy. We're demeaned and ridiculed for any sign of emotional attachment. And then we get into a relationship with a woman and the first question they ask is, how do you feel? It's like, what do you want? The role that women are assigned, weak, emotional, they don't do math well, and if they do, they're special, and they are subservient. And these rules are reinforced through humiliation and ridicule, and we use it on ourselves. My father was an alcoholic. He was also diagnosed schizophrenic, paranoid, which I didn't know until after he died, and he died when I was 21. He was violent towards my mother. I drank and worked. I was a functional alcoholic. I knew that if I got drunk at work, they wouldn't give me the money to buy the booze afterwards. So when I was with my first wife and my two kids, I absolutely recreated my family of origin. Fear of the male figure. When I came home, everybody like, oh, what is he gonna do? And I was emotionally and verbally abusive. And I also made a decision, I'm not gonna be like my dad. I'm gonna be different than him. I'm not gonna treat people like he treated people. And in the process of not being like my father, I woke up one day getting it that I was just exactly like him. Divorced, living in a friend's home in his spare bedroom, separated from my first wife and my 2 children. And then the thought crossed my mind, she didn't do anything to you didn't ask her to do. John, you have love mixed up with rejection. And I'm telling you, my whole life made sense.
Actually, we had a really good family dynamic until I was in the 6th grade and my mom and dad got a divorce. As far as all the kids go, I think it hit me the most. I guess you could say I rebelled, you know, against my parents and against against everything, really. I dropped out of school. I started drinking beer, taking drugs, any kind of drug.
My whole life was about partying. My mom, my dad were drug addicts and alcoholics. All they ever did was party and have a good time. And that's the only time that we were ever, that our household was happy, is when they were on drugs and partying. My first class was early in the morning with this crazy looking guy with a flute. Oh God, I thought, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. What's this guy with a flute gonna teach me?
I was like, huh? What? What'd he say? I don't know. I didn't understand what he was talking about.
It was definitely nothing that I was used to hearing. Quite hilarious, actually. It's like, okay.
His class was the only class that we didn't have curriculum and I didn't have to do nothing. So I thought, all right, I could just sit here, because he said, you don't have to say nothing. You don't even have to participate. And I thought, all right. And so I like John. The way John works is he kind of engages you in conversation, and then he gets you to feel something, and then he kind of makes his move. And I was hep to that, and I watched him do that with other people all the time, and I told myself, he's not getting me.
We did a couple exercises, the love equals exercise. When we're done, he says that these 1 or 2 words is going to explain everything about your life. He says everything's going to make sense. And I was skeptical, and he says, you have love confused with, he said probably half a dozen words, and when he got to partying and good time, it struck me, and it made perfect sense. It made sense of why I come to jail, why I choose the women that I choose, the choices that I make.
What love equaled for me was the love that I was looking for was conditional, based on my performance. That's a never-ending process, because for me, I could never, ever achieve enough or great enough a thing to warrant the love that I was looking for.
He goes, you were good at selling drugs. Would you be willing to consider that love for you equals acceptance? He goes, when you're out there in the streets and you're doing what you do and you're out there running amok and you're slinging your dope, you're providing a commodity and you find acceptance. People cherish you, they look forward to seeing you, and they're happy when you show up and they can't wait till you come back. Floored me.
It went back to like abandonment, like towards my dad. I never knew my real dad.
Part of what I teach, again, it's my experience is what I bring to the classroom. So people tell me, I don't want to be like my dad. Well, that's too bad you're going to be. In fact, you probably check right now, you already are. And if you're like your dad or you're not like your dad, neither one of those are you. So who are you? What do you want?
And I didn't know what I want. You know what I mean?
I didn't stop hurting other people until I felt what it felt like to be hurt.
He said, well, Joel, what do you really want? Instantly, I said, I want a house, a car, a Harley Davidson, a boat. And he goes, well, you can't have that. And this made me angry. You know, why are you asking me something if you're going to tell me I can't have it? I rose my hand and I said, well, John, all I ever wanted was to love and be loved. And he goes, well, you can have that.
Part of the process to find out what's really going on is not to avoid your pain. If I don't heal the hurt, I transmit it.
Over the years of being raised, that my feelings are something I've had to stuff, and because men don't cry, men don't complain, don't be a sissy, don't be, and I automatically want to jump into my hitman role, which tells me, hey, you need to defend your personality, your attitude, but I don't have to do that. It's okay to feel my feelings now. And John has taught me that through those feelings, that's where my information comes from, and I need to sit in those feelings.
Everybody talks about law of attraction, talk positive. Until you get this out of the way, I'm gonna say it as nicely as I can, that shit don't work.
Through what John's taught me, I can either help the next guy out, or most importantly, get myself out of that state of mind where I'm depressed or feel down and out or angry where I want to, commit an act of violence.
All violence comes from my inability to feel and express my emotions. Because if I could tell you I'm hurt, I don't have to hit you. Part of what I teach in the jails is a new language. Because we have the language of what I call disempowerment. I disempower myself, I disempower you, I disempower the society, and we change it to a language of empowerment. I am a gentle, loving, empowering whole man.
I want to be able to be a father to my kids.
Men are vital to nurturing a child. Children need male energy, male emotional, loving energy, just as much as they need female energy. And that's what gives them balance and wholeness. I want to create a world where whenever anybody sees a man, they feel safe.
Everything's new to me now, like to love myself, and it's more to life than just drugs. You know what I mean?
This is the first time that I've been exposed to somebody telling me the truth about myself.
I learned I'm a valuable human being. I got an arm and a leg just like everybody else, and I'm gonna make the best of what I can while I'm here.
I am going to be a successful drug and alcohol counselor. I'm going to spread the word and spread as much of this information I have as quickly as I can to as many people as I can.
I finally found myself, who myself is, and thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You gave them a new direction. You gave us all a new direction.
For us to get in touch with our feelings in a place like this is just crazy. It's crazy, But he makes all that possible through his process.
John gave me a freedom that I can't even describe. And I can tell you this, with all honesty in my heart, if I was to come back here right now, I'd still be free.
John Donovan's class has brought me back home.
I am a confident, forgiving, whole woman.
To me, love equals freedom.
To me, love equals freedom.